unboxing of the original Foley food mill. Now, you may be asking, why the heck would I buy this? How does this fit into my whole scheme of things? Well, it was a Menards buy, so it did fit that. I think that it is maybe a food preservation device. That is what I am intending it to be. So here it is. It's all one piece. I don't even have to do anything. So I just stick it in there and I go like that. You know, it's not too big, so that's good. Ideal for canning applesauce and mashed potatoes. It mashes, rices, and strains. The reason why I got it was for, I'm going to take some of my tomatoes that I have, because I have quite a few now, and I'm going to ferment some of them, and then I'm going to make some tomato paste. And this is how I'm going to get the seeds and the skins out. Done. That will be worth seeing in the future for sure. Alright, so this is probably played right before, so now I'm going to do a little test. I've got 2 quart jars. I have some tomatoes from my garden that are definitely ripe. Some of them are getting a little soft, so it's time to do something with them. We're going to do the fermented tomato paste. Now, the reason why I have 2 isn't just because I have enough tomatoes to fill 2, maybe even more. I'm going to do a little test. So in the YouTube videos I watched before, the recipe was no salt in it. Let it ferment without salt. And got a white mold on the top. And they said that's fine. I believe them. In this other jar, though, I'm going to do 2% salt, so kind of a malolactic fermentation amount of salt. And we're going to see the difference. So hopefully I can take pictures every day. This is, you'll see today, and then day 1, day 2, day 3. So yeah, I had a little time lunch break here, and I thought let's get this going, because I probably should have done it yesterday, but no better time than the present. Okay. I didn't use all the tomatoes. I expected that, and I gave myself a little bit of 2 inches of headspace just to give myself some room to play. So, and just so that everything was even, I would cut the tomatoes into quarters, or half the tomato of each tomato, just so that there wasn't a difference between one tomato and the other tomatoes. Half went into each one, so they should be fairly exactly the same. Alright, now the weight of the jar is 430 grams. This says 1173 minus 430 is 743 grams of actual tomatoes times 2%. So that's only 15 grams of salt. So that'll work. Tear 15. And There we go. 15 grams. And I'll stir that up. And let's see what the difference is. I'll stir it every day. So the salt's probably not going to be super duper mixed in right now, but and that whole cloth thing, I don't really get it. I'm not going to put a cloth. All I'm going to do is take my lid that I washed, put that on. If it needs to burp, it'll burp. That's it. Good to go. Mark that. I'm going to set it. It's going to start stinking, I think. And if it does, I'm going to move it in out of my tiny house. But there we go. Thursday night. All right, I have enough. I have some tomatoes here. I have more than that need to go away. So this is canning tomatoes in a tiny house. I've got my Instant Pot here. I've got some tomatoes already started. I've got another dozen or so here. Super ripe. They need to be, like I said, used up. So I'm just doing the trimming. I'm not washing them because, I mean, they just came from there. Like literally 10 feet from where I'm standing, and they're gonna get pressure cooked. I'm not too worried about a little bit of dirt. That's completely organic. So then what I'm going to do, cut these up. Then I'm going to I'm probably going to be able to fill up. I'm probably only going to, this is probably only make like 2 quarts, maybe 3 at the most. So I'm going to go inside the big house, get 3 quart jars, sanitize them, and then I'm just going to like ladle in the hot stuff, turn it, call it good. I'm going to put some seasoning in this though. I'm going to go out and I'm going to pick some basil. I'm going to throw in some onion powder and some garlic powder. I don't have, if I had the fresh stuff I would use it, but I don't. So that's what I'm going to do instead. I thought about using my food mill at this point, but I'm not. I'm just going to take once it all cooks down, I'm going to insert my immersion blender and just blend it all up smooth and stick it in and just call it tomato sauce. Inside, is it on screen? Well, right about there is I had just pulled up a potato plant to see. I was like, is this thing even growing potatoes? Well, there was probably a dozen little small potatoes, about that big, and 1 beet about this big. And I'm in there, and I was just like, well, let's just eat it. They're gonna go bad if I just let them sit, not knowing what to do with them. So I'm just steaming them right there, and I will eat them as part of dinner tonight. And all the tomatoes are in. Actually, maybe have more than 3 quarts. This thing is pretty jam-packed. Now, granted, it's quartered. I did lie. I did wash the tomatoes. I found some bird poop on one of them, and then, yeah. So anyways, some basil. This is all just crapshoot. I have no idea percentage-wise. So I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to throw in some Italian, just random Italian seasoning. Now this is, I have fine powdered onion powder. I mean, I don't know. It's what I have. Garlic, granulated garlic. It's salt. For sure won't put too much, but I'm gonna put some. You know, and then here's this is the brine left from my jalapeno garlic pickled asparagus and dill. I might put just a tinge of this vinegar, spicy vinegar concoction. I don't know, for some reason I'm trying to figure out what to do with that, and here's an opportunity. It's not, you know, how bad can it be? All right, my potatoes, they're getting there. My beets, you know, actually my beets, I was afraid because they were in the ground for so long, I thought they might get woody. Threw in some garlic oil. Now the water all evaporated out, so now I'm kind of roasting them in some, not roasting, but not kind of roasting. See, look at that little baby potato with some nice garlic, olive oil, and some nice little charring action on the side. Yeah, what do you think? Half a beet, glistening in the sun. Okay. I'm gonna just chop this all up, put this in, and then you don't need to see me hit the pressure cook button, but I'm gonna go for, it's pressure cooking, I'm gonna go for 30 minutes. That should be long enough. 2 products came in from Amazon. 1 is a milkshake cup. This is for making my coffee in the morning. So I immersion blend the coffee with the coconut oil so that it emulsifies. It is much more pleasant to drink that way, and metal doesn't break when I'm pouring in hot water. That's what happened to my last cup. Okay, and the second thing is some compression knee things. I hope they fit. I hope I didn't get them too big. No, because yeah, my left knee, especially for my left knee, that's why I got this, needs some help because it's still hurting me after, boy, 6 weeks probably. So, well, we'll give them a try. See what they do. And oh, so fermented tomato juice. So this is the one without salt, and if you can see, there are bubbles on the top, and when I was stirring it today, boy, there were a lot of bubbles that came up. The salted version, there were some some bubbles, but not a ton. It doesn't stink yet, but I'm expecting them to start stinking. But yeah, I mean, I think they're looking pretty good. Well, in the camera, they look like raspberry jam, but they're really not as red as it looks, I think. But yeah, I'm going to have daily updates on Instagram, at least. I just happened to be filming this whole process, so I thought I'd show it to you. But definitely more fermentation going on with the no salt, no surprises there. Oh yeah, by the way, these potatoes are delicious. My goodness. I hope I get some nice bigger potatoes. And growing it in that compost pile that I made, I mean, it has literally turned to dirt. I don't know if it's just the sitting there or the actually growing something in that compost pile, but I don't think I have any other compost that was started at the same time. I've been adding to it, so obviously that kind of takes away from the whole decomposition, but I mean from outside all the way in, I mean, it is dirt, so that's going to be really great next year when growing my garden. So that's great. Okay, it is done. Boy, it smells delicious. All those herbs. Now, I was thinking maybe I wasn't going to stir that up, but I have a lot. It's too chunky, and I've got the skins in there too. You know what? I probably should use a food mill, but I am too lazy for that. So blender. Boy, this is very tomato juicy. Most people, I see this using a pot and they cook it down. Obviously I haven't done that. So I've just got flavored tomato juice. How about that? I might try something in the future, which would be to, and I don't have a ladle. This is the best ladle I have, is the Instant Pot ladle. So this is going to take forever. I could put some tomato powder in this and thicken it up. So I might do that actually. I'm going to get some screens, some window screens, and dehydrate. Oof, that is getting hot. You would think with my baker's fingers I could hold on to that a little bit longer, but I can't. Okay, about a ½ inch of headspace. Clean the top off. Put the lid on, tighten it, and there we go. We have ourselves some really thin tomato sauce. I will do that with the 2 more. I think I have a full gallon, so the last quart I'm going to put in one of these plastic guys. This is quart, and whoa, kitty, don't unsanitize. And I'll just keep that in the fridge, and I'll do something with it. Maybe make some soup. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Whoa. Okay, we got a cat here, and we'll move this over here, and we'll continue. Just got back from the gym. Ooh. Little air pressure. Let's see. What do we have here? Another box from Amazon. This would be, I'm pretty sure, things I can't get at Menards. So, what I have here are some weights, fermentation weights. I am not sure exactly. I don't have any. I think I'm going to try another test of fermented tomato paste, but I'm going to use these guys to keep the tomatoes submerged so that I don't get the anything growing on the top, the white mold. I just checked after day 2, the no salt ones are. There was a very, very thin layer of white mold on the top. But these guys should, I got 6 of these guys. That should work great. Actually, you know, the more that I look at this, for wide mouth mason jar, well, it looks small, but I guess it's the right size. But so we'll do that. Give that a whirl. They weren't that expensive, so it's not a big deal, I don't think. And then this is more. This is going to be for yogurt and my tomato paste. When they're trying to get the liquid out of the tomato paste, they're like, oh, cheesecloth. And I saw one lady take just the dirt cheap, I mean, I even know cheesecloth is, I mean, it's, I guess technically cheesecloth, but the holes are super huge. And it's like, well, I think I'm going to have to like do 4 or 5 layers. It all just soaked into the cheesecloth, which I've done before. I've made that mistake. And it's ridiculous. I did that with like yogurt cheese, trying to do that. Well, this is a little pouch. It's not cheesecloth, but it's like a fine, looks like nylon mesh, a little bag. So you can pour your stuff in here and then close it if you like, and then let it hang, and then hang it. And then it'll just drip out. And there will be no absorption in this stuff. So that's going to be awesome. I can fit a quart easily. And whoa, kitty, hey, we don't need to be making bigger holes. Okay. In here, so I think this is going to be great. I was going to save 2. I got packages of 3. And I'm going to do 2 for yogurt, and I'm going to do 1 for everything else. So like my tomato paste, anything non-yogurty. So like fermenting vegetables, and I want to get rid of which is probably going to be mostly tomatoes, because I'm not sure what else I would want to get rid of. This super liquidy fermented vegetable that I'm going to want to get rid of liquid. So that's what I've got right here. So I am looking forward to this. I think it's going to be super duper great. Well, and then now that I think about it, now I'm going to save the water, like the tomato water. Like when I was canning tomatoes, for instance, so not just necessarily fermented tomato paste. I may not save the fermented water from the tomato paste. We'll see if it smells really bad, because it doesn't smell that bad now, but it's getting there. But like when I was making that sauce the other night, actually last night, if I could have thickened it up a little bit, because it's, like I said, it is like half sauce, half juice. But if I can get rid of some of that tomato juice, or tomato water, I'll be golden, I think, and I'll drink that juice. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. So maybe I'll do one yogurt. Oh, because, and actually I might do 2 tomatoes, or I might have different fermentings or vegetables, 1 yogurt. Because what I've been doing with my yogurt, if it gets runny, like this last one's a little bit runnier than I would like to eat just plain, but if I throw in some rolled oats, it soaks that up, and you know, the yogurt will work on the rolled oats, which is I believe a good thing. Raw, especially raw oats. I don't eat them plain. To break down the not so good things in the whole grain oat, such as phytic acid or the phytates. So maybe I'll leave one for who knows what future, and then I've got yogurt if I want to have creamier yogurt. I'll drink that way. I'll drink the whey. I mean, I'm not gonna throw any of that good stuff away. And then I've got the vegetable one. So I'm ready to rock and roll. Nothing's in my Amazon cart at the moment. Hopefully I'm gonna be kind of good to go here. Don't need to buy anything, trying to be, you know, reasonable in my purchases. So can't wait to show you these things in action.